Hi everyone, I'm Jong Seng, and today I'm going to present the case study I chose, which is B2B e-marketplace in the automotive industry. Alright, so this case study is about a company called Convincins, and I'm going to talk about the history of Convincins. So on 25th February year 2000, the CEO of General Motors, Ford, and Daimler Chrysler respectively announced in Detroit that the joint creations of B2B integrated supply exchange for the automotive industry, which means these three car manufacturers will join together and have an equity stakes. Now we're back to November year 1919. These three car manufacturers have been working on their own internet exchanges, where Ford has formed auto exchange that focus on going beyond procurements towards supply chain management with broader initiatives like advanced planning and scheduling, demand forecasting, and design collaborations. While General Motors has formed trade exchange focused on electronic purchasing initially, but very soon they changed their strategy to a supply chain management tool similar to Ford's. And this is quickly envisions a web-enabled automotive production process that from ordering production materials to forecasting. And lastly, Daimler Chrysler has formed DCX as their E-extended enterprise. So overall, these three car manufacturers have different aims at the beginnings. Next, why they decided to join forces. The reason is because during the exchanges developments, they are having difficulties in bringing their most important supplier on board. So they wonder how they would save any monies with having to build three separate versions of same common technology to do business with three car manufacturers. Besides, they think joining the different exchanges seem to be sensible. So in May year 2000s, the new exchange have the name of Convincins, which core refers to collaborations, which represents the visibility that the internet provides, and in refers to the integrated solutions the new venture will provide. And Convincins became a legal entity on 11 December year 2000. Next, I will talk about the power of three-way exchange. As you can see here, by joining forces, they are creating the dominant trade exchange for the automotive industry by controlling 46% of industry total transaction volumes. And what's more is that 20% is likely to join in future. So if these 20% join, the dominant skills can be achieved, and others manufacturers are likely to join as well as get benefits from this tremendous economic skill. Furthermore, these exchanges could bring total supply chain cost reductions of $1,064 per verticals. As you can see here, the manufacturers can save $368 and suppliers can save $695 based on the price here. Next, I will talk about the Convincins aims. Firstly, their aim is to become the world leading internet-based B2B exchange platform in the automotive industry, as this is very crucial for the automotive industry. Secondly, their aim is to link participant supply chains and manage inter-organization information flows, expecting to eliminate non-value adding activities. Lastly, they aim to contribute through its tools to solve major challenges the automotive industry faces. Next is the current business strategy Convincins using. The first one is e-procurements. E-procurements can support purchasing processes and routing buying procedures both for direct and indirect materials. And e-procurements offers few purchasing models that include online catalogs that can be custom-made or community-based. Custom-made has the list of approved products a buyer has with suppliers with suppliers with pre-negotiated prices, while the community are multi-supplier based and use market price. The buyer and sellers authorized through a mutual agreement and access to data held within conventions. Next is the online bindings. The buyers and sellers can organize online binding events. So for sellers, they can launch an online bindings for assets or obsolete assets and sets the time frame and rules for the binding process. Then the buyer will submit offers through a separate web-based user interface while seller monitor the events. As for buyer will submit their price offers, either multiple proposal or single, and then the buyer will reveal the incoming bids and select the winning bid. Next is the quote management that consists of electronic assembly, communications, and response to sourcing equipment requirements. It links to online catalogs and auctions because it allows putting together complex bids. Controlling documents routings, managing workflows, approving electronic signatures, controlling users' access from multiple organizations, posting and viewing documents in multiple formats, sending email notifications of documents posting and revisions. Lastly is the asset management that enables tracking either assets within a company for potential transfers, sale or scrap. It also use database of value information which enable quick location of resources. Next, another strategy that convincing using is the supply chain management. This supply chain management supports the flow of online information between customer and supplier. They enable participants to collaborate on production plans based on capacity, availability, and constraint, as well as inventory levels throughout the supply chain. Here are the key processes of supply chain management. The first one is the planning and scheduling that include forecasts and capacity metric, as well as messagings and alerts. Next is the developing materials release that involve engineering change notice, inventory visibility, and pull system empowerment. Next is the receive of supply items and part like transportation schedulings. And then is the goods productions, and lastly packing and shipping like customs documentations, containers management, network optimizations, and audits. So the next strategy is the product development, also known as virtual project workspace, and is designed for multi-enterprise product development teams to manage information and communications. And this enables interactions, virtual meetings, product-specific data sharing, and process automations. And can also enhance efficiency, ensuring high quality and low cost work process. Moreover, other company strategies include human resource management, where they look for people that are mobility, international spirits, open mind, team players, and fun to work with. And next is the marketing, where the communication strategy focuses on 3 key points, which first is to clearly communicate to all players in the marketplace that what convincing is about. Second is to keep all the prospects and stakeholders informed about developments at convincings. And lastly is to keep all prospects actively engaged. Next is the product development process in 2 stages. First is build the business case that include evaluating the proposed project, listing the expected benefits, and analyzing the financial impact of project. And lastly is the IT process strategy based on the use of open standards to work with the ODEX, EDIs, protocols for supply chain management that allows companies to position itself between IT standards and the organization's workings on business standards. Next is the proposed strategy for convincings. With convincings facing the issues where they need to cope with changes in business environments and continuous technology advance, I was suggest using IoT devices. IoT refers connections of billions of complex devices like electronics, sensors, gateways, and platforms hubs. So it connects and iterates with each other over a wireless network, share data with each other, and operate without any interventions by humans. So in automotive industry, IoT has enabled greater transportation efficiency and management capabilities, which can have many advantages towards manufacturers, suppliers, and even customers. And one of the advantages is real-time monitoring that allows real-time data sharing from verticals to manufacturers, which can help in getting more information that could not have previously been collected easily. And in the meantime, it also saves the time and cost and also improve the efficiency in communications between supplier and customers. Next is the interest of everyone is stable as IoT device have many development space and is involved day by day, so it's definitely able to adapt environment changing and also technology outdated issues. And with so many competitors around convenience, there's a need to change their marketplace in order to survive longer in this industry. So my suggestion here is expanding company to other industry. By expanding to other industry, the company is able to gain benefits from new customers that are interested coming in. So for example, Convincing has just linked e-steel and internet exchange in the steel industry that allow a buyer in the automotive industry to connect through Convincing and using different applications to e-steel and buy steel. Which means rather than focusing on one sector, it's better in doing wide variety of sectors to diversify and increase the revenue streams. And so here is the question and answer. First one is identify the two types of online catalogs and what's the difference. And second one is to briefly explain one of the key processes of supply chain management. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.